Let's have a look at how we can create this fireworks effect inside of Cavalry. We're going to add some particles. By default, this doesn't look a lot like fireworks, so we're going to have to make a few changes. Let's go into the particle emitter first and change the direction type to outward. So now the particles are going out. Now let's go to the particle shape. And there's a few things we can change. First of all, the gravity. I'm going to set this to only 1, so there's not a lot of gravity going on. And then we want 2 things to happen. We want the particles to go very fast in the beginning to create the effect of the explosion and then slow down quickly. The particles are already slowing down quite fast. We can increase this by increasing the drag force. And then to make the effect more explosive, we have to go into our emitter and change the initial speed to, let's say, 30. And now this is starting to look a lot more like fireworks, but we're constantly emitting. So instead, we want this to emit only for 1 or 2 frames. So I'm going to set my rate at 0 and keyframe this. And then 1 frame further, I'm going to set my rate to 5000. And then 2 frames later, set this back at 0. And now when we play this back, we get something that looks a lot closer to fireworks. Let's go into the particle shape and change the lifespan to 2 seconds. That means the particles have a lifespan of 2 seconds. And then let's go into the visual, change the right color here, move it all the way over here. Right after the explosion, we want the particles to be a little bit lighter. So whatever your base color is going to be, let's say this is going to be red. I'm going to set this to light red. And then I'm going to set my main color here to a more saturated color. So when we play this back, we first get that white flash and then it changes to red. So this already works. We can do a few things to improve this further. One would be to go into my shape setting and add some turbulence. If I overdo this, let's say 400%, you're going to see that the particles will start moving at the end. And this is too much, but if you add 100, there's a little bit of turbulence that looks a little bit more natural. We can also add in a glow effect. Go to filters, glow. Have a look what this looks like by default. Go into the glow, maybe make this a little bit smaller. Increase the intensity. And there you go. So this is the basic effect. You can group all of this together and then duplicate and create a second particle emitter by just moving it around, changing some of the settings, changing the color, maybe changing the starting point, and this way you can create an entire fireworks show. You can also achieve cool effects by enabling motion blur. If you do want to use motion blur, you have to change some of the settings. So you have to increase the lifespan, you have to decrease the turbulence, gravity, the drag force, because of the way how the subframes are calculated. So you have to play around with it a little bit, but you can get some really nice results. This is only one application of this effect. You can use it for reveals, for example, like this. So there are many possible applications.